Big Boat Series 2009.
For 45 years, top sailors have been coming to San Francisco, California from around the world each fall to compete in one of the most prestigious events on the international sailing calendar. Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson, and welcome to the Rolex Big Boat Series, where almost 100 boats will be taking on San Francisco Bay's challenging tides, breezes, and each other to determine the lucky few who will take home a coveted Rolex watch. This regatta is all but unmatched internationally, both on and off the water, and its success is due to the committed and talented staff and members of the St. Francis Yacht Club.
Founded in 1927, the St. Francis Yacht Club has been a hallmark of competitive yacht racing for over 80 years. Located directly on the shores of the San Francisco Bay, in the shadow of the Golden Gate Bridge, the clubhouse offers perhaps the best venue for watching sailboat racing in the world.
It is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the Board of Directors and the full membership of the St. Francis Yacht Club to welcome you to the 45th Annual Rolex Big Boat Series.
My name is John McNeil. I'm the Commodore of the St. Francis Yacht Club. I guess being recognized comes down to, number one, doing it well, and secondly, the extraordinary venue that we happen to be blessed with. But the third element that's really interesting is this club is the product of its membership. We have, at a regatta like this, probably 120 volunteers that are members who are making this happen. And very frankly, those who are here on the beach or in the club get a view of sailing that is probably not seen in any media in the world.
It's no wonder some of sailing's top stars got their start at St. Francis Yacht Club, including America's Cup, Volvo Ocean Race, Olympic veteran Paul Kayard.
This is where I got my start. I became a member when I was 15 years old. I joined the St. Francis Junior program. The St. Francis Yacht Club is part and parcel to my career. I think that St. Francis has a well-oiled machine as far as running the races and hosting major events. That we have a great pro. Now it's John Craig. For 30 years we've had a full-time professional race office here, and they work really well in collaboration with the membership. You got San Francisco Bay, which is the best natural stadium for sailing in the world, and they turn the wind on every day at 11 o'clock. It's something you can bank on.
Now in its 45th year, the Rolex Big Boat Series is one of the best events on the international calendar, with SCYC as its host.
There are 11 classes in this championship, and we begin with the Melgus 32s, who are also competing in their U.S. Nationals. 4 seconds and counting to the start of the first race. And most of the fleet favors the pin end. Upwind, the left side of the course looks strong for breeze. Next on the line are the Express 37s. We move with the fleet to the favored left-hand end of the line, and there's the start at the pin. With Steve Hunt calling tactics, it's Blade Runner who gets the jump on the rest of the fleet. There's the gun for the Beneteau 36-7s, a bit more off the line than the previous start, in the middle of the line. Spread across the line are the Cal 40s, the first time they've had a one design start in the Big Boat Series. biggest one-design fleet at the Big Boat Series are the J105s, 26 of them strong, pushing the line now. The committee actually lengthened this line for this fleet. It's Donkey Jack number 26 down here at the pit end. Beautiful start. In an increasing flood tide, now most of the fleet pushes for the city front on the left-hand side. Dave Wilson's good timing is the event's reigning champion. The flood current is ripping in the bay, and the problem with the strategy of going into the city front is they've got to sail all the way through this bad current, while boats that have headed to the right are getting protection under the cone of Alcatraz, and the rest of the fleet here on the left tacks onto port to follow suit. As the fleet converges under Alcatraz, the right-hand side has paid off big dividends. The cone of Alcatraz has paid off for our current race leader, number 116, Bruce Stone's Arbitrage. After leaving Alcatraz, the fleet heads all the way inshore off the St. Francis Yacht Club, where we find the Melgus 32s and its Rogaroo in first place. It's been a long upwind beat with the windward mark set just below the Golden Gate Bridge. It's Edward Durbin's Mistral in the lead for the Beneteau 36-7. Durbin is well ahead of the rest of the fleet as Wilson rounds in second place. Stuart Scott's Bufflehead just uses enough momentum in this foul tide to get up around the mark in third. Rogaroo in the Melgus 32s, the red boat has increased her lead at the top mark as they prepare for the Spinnaker set. Philippe Kahn's Pegasus is in this group of 32s as well as the lead boats jibe out onto port. The Express 37s also heading downwind are led by Kami Richardson's Golden Moon. They finished second last year and are out in front today. In the Cal 40s, David Holscher and Taylor Stein's Henry Hanna is in the lead. The final jibe into the finish for Rogaroo, still in the lead of the Melgus 32s. And with that, Andy Lovell and Burton Ben Run take race one. In the J105s, Dave Wilson's Good Timing and Bruce Stone's Arbitrage have been close all the way around the track, and as they approach the finish line, they are bow to bow, neck and neck. Stone had Wilson pinned out. Wilson on Good Timing was bow forward, but that was the final jibe for both boats. They approached the finish line. Good Timing just to leeward. Arbitrage to windward. Who's going to get it? Both boats square down. They cross the line. Wow. Too close to tell. After a short delay, the second half of the Rolex Big Boat Series fleet moves to the city front course. We've joined the action in IRCA, sailing their U.S. National Championship. Here's the gun. Vincent Torrey, the blue boat on port, tried to port tack the entire fleet from the pin. Now they face these three boats here on starboard. Can they get across? Will they duck or tack? They finished second in this regatta last year. It was close. Definitely no room to make that stick. Also on port was the boat that Vincentori lost to in the final race of the Big Boat Series last year. Samba Pati heading to the right on port with John Kilroy at the helm. All of the IRCA fleet tucks up under the cone of Alcatraz, and the boats to the left of Samba have paid off. It's Vincentori who takes an early lead, tacking on to starboard with a lee bow. We're back on the line, this time for the start of IRCC. The increasing tide has boats favoring this left-hand side. Here's the gun. With Jim Bishop at the helm, Gold Phoenix is the leftmost boat, and now the entire fleet is on port. Desdemona setting up for a port approach to the start in the J120s. There's the gun. Will they make it across? They make it across the first obstacle with ease. And he makes the next one. And they've done it. 3 J120s left, all of them on starboard, and Desdemona makes it across. IRCA has gone all the way up to the Golden Gate Bridge and back down here to the Leeward Gates. Jim Mitchell's Vincentori in the lead, with America's Cup former skipper Chris Dixon at the helm. About a minute behind is Mayhem in second. And then it's Flash with Paul Kayard calling the shots. In third place, John Kilroy, Samba Pati, a jibe drop just behind Stu Benetane, calling the shots on that boat. And finally, Charles Burnett's Braveheart rounds as the fleet heads back upwind. IRCB is next off the line. Most of the fleet this time favors the right end. When we last left Desdemona, she was port tacking the J120s. Now poking out of Alcatraz, they've increased their lead. With the Golden Gate in the background, IRCC is heading downwind with TNT in the lead. In IRCA, Vincentori makes it look easy as they tack for the last time into the windward mark. Bowman up on the front, set up for a jibe set and right-hand shift. Vincentori puts the bow down here at the offset for the spinnaker hoist. Jim Mitchell's Vincitore took the lead early on in the race, and now finishing off in front of the St. Francis Yacht Club, they take the gun. And so Vincitore wraps up the day in fine fashion while the rest of the fleet finishes right here off of the St. Francis Yacht Club. The boats will be heading in to be treated to a party by Rolex tonight before heading back out on the water again tomorrow to do it all over. And we'll be right there bringing you the action for T2P TV. I'm Tucker Thompson. We'll see you tomorrow.
Rolex Big Boat Series 2009.